Hello and welcome to another game of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. My name is Jethro and I have a TvT for you here today on Fractured Glacier. Spawning in the northwestern corner as the red Terran player from Team Evil Geniuses, it is Thorzain. And then spawning in the eastern corner as the blue Terran player from Team Eclipsia, it is Dayshi. Now, some of you might not be very familiar with Dayshi. He is a French player, actually did quite well in the WCS French Nationals, placing second place back in July, losing only to Stefano, who we all know is a very, very powerful player. But will Dayshi be able to take down Thorzain here today? We're going to have to wait and find out, as we see the first SCVs moving out to place down those supply depots. Now, this is a 4-player map. You can see the other 2 spawning positions down here and here. So we do have close positions, if you will, simply not cross. They are still not all that close, however, because you do need to run all the way around. We have that rotational symmetry going on here on this map. We should also note, quite importantly, that there is a collapsible rock tower in front of your natural ramp. Now, if you take down that 500 HP, knock those rocks down, your base is actually impenetrable, except by air, until those destructible debris that fall down have been destroyed. As a result, we've been seeing a lot of command center firsts, or nexus first, or hat first on this map out of just about anyone, because you can get away from it, because those rocks do make you feel quite safe. But instead, we do have barracks going down here for these players. I do still expect fast expands, gasless expands out of Thorzain. On the other hand, we do have Dayshi throwing down that refinery, so perhaps going to get a little bit more aggressive here, try and take advantage of that metagame, if you will, and push, rather than playing the standard econ move. Thorzain going to go ahead and scout it out, though. He'll know exactly what's going on as he gets up into this base here. It will not be denied. There is no supply depot going down or anything like that. Gonna get up here, see this gas, he's gonna know that Dayshi is favoring a little bit of tech, gonna be expecting some sort of aggression. What that aggression will be exactly, we're gonna have to wait a little while and find out. In the meantime, Thorzain throwing down his command center, he is not concerned. Has Marine in position at the front of that ramp there to deny any scouts that come his way. May start working on those rocks, so we're gonna have to wait and see about that as well. But there it is, the factory going down for Dayshi. It could perhaps be some sort of quick Warhound push or something a little bit more standard like a Banshee play. Second gas has not gone down quite yet, however. Oh, there it is right now. I wouldn't be too surprised to see some sort of Banshee play here. Thorzain throwing down both of his refineries as well. Not going to waste too much time. Doesn't want to get too behind on that tech path. Dayshi trying to get the scout, and he will get in. That one supply depot is raised, but guess what? That's not enough to block things off. Dayshi going to get in here, see both of these refineries. Did he see them, actually? He actually only saw one, didn't see the second refinery, so missing a little bit of information that he could have gotten there with some sloppy scouting. Thorzain throws down his factory back in Dayshi's base. The tech lab going down, so it's going to be Warhounds. Warhounds with a starport on the way, perhaps some sort of Warhound Banshee push, or actually never mind, he's probably just going to put that starport over onto the tech lab for those Banshees. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I get so excited nowadays seeing a tech lab on a factory. But yeah, there is lift and the swap, of course, going for those Banshees straight away. Now, will he add another tech lab onto this? That is the question. And yes, he will. There's the Warhound tech lab, as I suspected, so it is still going to be Warhound to Banshee. It's just going to be Banshees first. Thorzain also going to be going for those Warhounds. Throw down a couple factories himself and those tech labs. No starports out of him, though. It's going to be straight Warhound Marine. Not messing with any of those Banshees. Looking at the worker count, we do see that Thorzain has a bit of a lead. 3 workers up. And has that extra mule, of course, having 2 orbital commands to his opponent's 1. So Dayshi's going to have to get in there and do some significant damage if he wants to make up for this economic disadvantage. The scan from Thorzain does reveal just about everything that's going on. You can see that radius now shows just what the scan is seeing. Banshee making its way across the map. How much damage will it do? Not too much, because Marine's already in position. He gets a single kill and is forced out of there. Second kill on a Marine. Trying to take down some more SCVs. Thorzain got to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to be sloppy and lose too many here. But Banshee's microed properly can be very, very good against Marines, so he can't get overzealous either, and he knows that, microing his heart out here. Not too many Marines on the field, but a Viking on the way. That will certainly clean things up if the Marines don't do so first, which they do. But here is the Viking going to deny any more of that Banshee harass for the time being. Dayshi complaining a little bit about that lag, possibly playing from a European country, quite possibly France, on this North American server. Whereas I think Thorzain is in the EG house in Arizona. I'm not positive on that, however. Looks like Dayshi gearing up for his push there. Still hasn't thrown out a second orbital command, so as we said earlier, this push does need to do a lot of damage, and it looks like he's going to elevator up into the base. The Viking does go down. That's going to be a little bit of a loss for Thorzain there. Not going to be able to deal with any of those Banshees that might come quite as easily. But Warhound's immediately taking tons of damage back and forth. Marines being dropped up onto the high ground into the elevator. These ones up there as well. SCVs have been pulled. A mule has been pulled for some reason. Warhounds trying to be repaired, trying to do as much damage as they can. The Marines on the high ground all going down. I don't think this is doing enough damage here. I don't think that Dayshi is going to be able to push past this. Thorzain and the Warhounds just too strong for the time being. More Warhounds on the way as well. Thorzain going to have that defender's advantage in defending this high ground. There's Dayshi. No more units on the way. One more Warhound does fall. The second one gets down to a little lower than half HP. Dayshi is forced back for the time being, but he's going to continue the pressure. He knows he needs to do some damage to the economy of Thorzain if he's going to stay in this game. Command center has gone down, however, Dayshi not all in. Going to try and pull this one out, but he is clawing from behind at this point as he drops these Warhounds into the base. How many SCVs will he get? One goes down, two go down, three. And now Thorzain reacts, able to get those out of there in time, however, Dayshi is. And tempting that drop a little bit more, but he's not going to get anything else. Thorzain in position there. Now looking at the supplies, we can see that Dayshi is about 10 supply behind his opponent. And Thorzain has quite an economic lead with 44 SCVs to 26 and those extra mules. Dayshi needs to repair these Warhounds. Now, will Thorzain go for the kill, or will he throw down a third command center? That is the question on my mind right now. It looks like he is gearing up for quite a push. Throwing down 1, 2, 3, 4 more factories. Going to have huge Warhound production. And I do not know if Dayshi will be able to stop this. See Thorzain getting a little bit of scouting done with that there Viking. Getting up behind his opponent's base, seeing exactly what is going on. Dayshi adding on some more gas. Needs to get more factory production out, but he is so far behind in that economy. I do not think he's going to be able to keep up with the production on Thorzain. And here we go in engagement. Dayshi does have a little bit more here. He has more Marines, has those medevacs. Thorzain perhaps in a bit of trouble on the retreat. One more hound does fall. Some Marines going down as well. He is on the full retreat towards the center of the map. Nothing he can do. No reinforcements on the way. Just needs to keep running. Marines will all be cleaned up, but those Warhounds fast enough to get away. And Dayshi, seizing this opportunity, knows it's time to go for a little bit of an attack and a drop up onto the high ground. How much does Thorzain have to hold this position? Not too much. Only a couple Warhounds up there. He needs to retreat, needs to pull those SCVs away as well. Could this be the move that Dayshi needs to get back into this game? It looks like it may just be doing some more economic damage, but the units of Thorzain have returned from the field. They're here to defend his position. SCVs being thrown into the mix. Warhounds trying to clean things up, and they are doing a good job of doing so. Not too many more units on the ground for Dayshi. Once again, forced to retreat. The last Warhound does go down. And Dayshi once again in full retreat. He has evened up the supplies a little bit, but looking at that worker count, also quite even, 33 to 32. Same number of command centers on the field, or orbital commands I should say, for those mules. So these economies have been evened up. However, looking at the Warhound count, we see it is 10 for Thorzain, 4 for Dayshi, and Dayshi, he knows he is in trouble, might not be able to survive this incoming push. Yep, and he is preparing, throwing up these bunkers. He's got SCVs in position ready, repairing his medevacs, repairing those Warhounds. He is ready to go for this push that is inevitably coming, but when will Thorzain make his move? It looks like the time is now. The Warhound's moving down the ramp. There is a scan somewhere. Looks like Thorzain Scanning his opponent's main base. Yes, looking at that production, trying to see exactly what is going on. Did Dayshi try and make a tech switch or anything like that? No, he did not. He's simply trying to counter Warhounds with Warhounds, but will he have enough? Viking moves across, almost picks off that drop. That would have been a couple free Warhounds, but he does not get them. Will he get the medevac? No, he will not. Marine's going to deny that for the time being. But here comes the push to end. Zal pushes, and Dayshi knows that he sees the SCVs coming. He sees the Warhounds moving out. Is he going to have enough? Will these bunkers be able to hold? Perhaps he could knock down these rocks to buy himself some more time. Choosing not to do so for the time being. No third base down for either player. Quite close in supplies. It's all going to come down to this engagement as Thorzain pushes up the ramp of his opponent. He has 10 more Warhounds than his opponent, but here goes the engagement, forcing up this ramp. Long range on these Warhounds, making it possible to fight from below the ramp as well. One bunker has already fallen. The second bunker does go down. SCV is not able to repair quick enough, and Thorzain, his Warhound count is growing, or not growing, but not decreasing either as he takes down his opponent's units. The SCVs have been pulled. It looks like Thorzain is going to be victorious here. I do not think Dayshi can hang on to this game. There is a bit of a snowball effect going on here. Dayshi's Warhounds trickling away, saying they are good, I assume. Thorzain agreeing with him as the Warhounds do, in fact, bring him the victory. And yes, there it is, the GG. Dayshi, the French StarCraft player from doing well in WCS, but forced to GG out here today. Thorzain taking him down with the use of those Warhounds. Once again, this has been Jethro. Check me out on Twitter at Jethro TV, or subscribe to me here for lots more Heart of the Swarm action coming up. Going to be casting as many pro replays as I can as they continue to release their replay packs. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.